Hi guys, WK Meskudi here.
And Kenny the Techie, of course.
Okay, today we're continuing with our runs. We're talking about the government involvement in technology. Okay, let me start with the one that involves almost all Kenyans. I think KRA ITAX.
Yes,
KRA ITAX has been one of the biggest change in our government system.
Very true.
Especially with the change right now that everybody has access to internet and is able to file their taxes online and all that.
Yeah.
I think right now most young people are trying to understand the taxation systems, and I think it's also improved the efficiency of KRA of late.
Understanding tax is super important. So if you don't know, you need to understand why you're paying it, what you're paying for, etc. And the fact that it's all online makes it a lot easier, because it used to close to June, July, the deadline, you'd find long queues of guys wanting to do away with it. But now since it's all being done online, it's way easier. If you've never heard of any of this, just log on to itax.kra.go.ke and then from there you can start. Another cool thing I saw is that you can actually look up someone's, for example, you're a business, you're doing business with someone and they've given you a KRA pin. You can actually go onto iTax and you search for it just to verify that this person is actually who they say they are. You see, such services are very good. Instead of having to call, go make queues and do verification, just do it online, chop, and you're done.
I think also KRA has really tried to improve on how they access more Kenyans. Because long before, I think most Kenyans wouldn't pay taxes because it's hard to get involvement most of the time. So right now, because
they want to keep more of their money.
Let's say it's called tax evasion. So I think less people are now evading paying taxes. And I think currently Kenya, we have a very big debt. I think we need more people to pay taxes, at least for the government to sustain all the demands that we're asking for.
And if you've noticed recently, and also you there who's watching, KRA recently delisted lots and lots of KRA pins of the guys who did not file returns on time. So it also it's also worth noting that the government itself really wants you to make use of these platforms that it's making available for you, such as this iTax thing, because then they're already making it very easy for you. Just download a form, fill it correctly, upload it, and you're done, as opposed to going and queuing. Still, some people are not able to do it. So I think KRA really has all the rights to delist these KRA pins. No offense, I know maybe you've been delisted and you're wondering, oh fuck man, I don't know what to do now, So no offense, but really it's something that you guys should have done, because they're making it really easy for you to do, right? The one question, this is not tech, but the question is, what happens when you submit your returns and you actually have a negative return, which means KRA owe you money? Do they actually pay you? And what's the process? But you know that. I think you should research.
I think I think that's a question we need to ask the viewers, at least them to ask you.
Have you submitted and you have a negative return, which means KRA owes you money? And how does one go about getting them to actually pay you that money that they owe you? Because normally, these guys cut our tax even before it hits your pocket. These guys have already taken it through your employer. So that's one. Two, when you're buying every single thing at the supermarket, you're taxed again, VAT 16%. So you can imagine at the end of the month, you're actually left with less than half of the money you earn, because first of all 30% went before you even got it, and then 16% of it went because most of you get your salaries and you consume the whole thing. No offense, save your money, but still. So if you have a negative return, how does it go exactly? If you have such a situation, or if KRA has actually given you back your money, let us know down in the description section. On to the next one, right?
I think the next one is Ecitizen. I know most people know about Ecitizen by now. Ecitizen is generally the platform currently if you want to pay your driving license, if you want to pay for Nairobi the licenses, business licenses. And I think there's so many services currently being offered on the Ecitizen.
Funny thing, I'm just reading now. If I want to get married, I go on Ecitizen to the office of the Attorney General, and then I apply for, I think you apply for the certificate, or you sort of apply to be on the list and make an appointment through the site or something. But it just shows how digital things are. If you want to get married, www.ecitizen.go.ke.
So there's so many services being offered right now on the Ecitizen application right now, and I think it's a very good move. The government is really pushing. I know most young people are able to access internet and so many services. I think this is a very good way of curbing corruption. I think corruption has been one of the worst cases in our country. And right now, at least if the services are online, it doesn't judge who you're serving. You know, at times some people serve you because you have a suit and tie, and because you're not, they don't serve you. So I think it will improve services that are offered to Kenyans generally.
Yeah, that makes a good point, because I recently registered my business, Tech Kiosk Kenya, and it's very interesting to note that through my whole registration process, I did not have to meet any single human being, you know. I just went on Ecitizen, supplied all necessary documents, paid the fees that was stipulated on the site, and that's it. So it's nice to, it's really good to know that there is no loophole, and the money you send via M-Pesa registers that it's been sent. So once the money registers, then it's very hard to count it as in there are no loopholes for corruption, or unless now you have a problem and you have to go and meet the support team, etc. So I think it's a very good move, and more counties should outsource or should include most of their services on this platform, because it's a really good way of doing it. And I'd really love to see the police getting in on this. Because of these fines where you have to bribe a policeman, etc. Because it's something that, honestly speaking, as much as they're saying they're fighting it on, I see it every single day. I'm on the bypass here. 14-seater matatus carrying 18 people, and then they have to stop, they pay off the cops, etc. But then I'm also thinking, the whole thing is, the government puts so much fines such that it doesn't make sense to pay a 10,000 shilling fine, whereas the cop is ready to accept 1,000 bob and just let it slide on the pass, you know. So put fines that are reasonable, such that plus someone thinks there's no point in bribing this guy. And I can just
I'll rather follow the law.
What do you guys think about this whole fine? This is a very sticky topic, because one may also argue when the fines come down, the bribes also go down. So that's also a thought, right?
True.
But anyway, we're here to discuss the acceptance of technology in the government, not corruption and integrity. We'll do that on another channel, on another day.
That's one other thing.
So generally, I think Ecitizen is a good pick. You know, it's a good way that the government has incorporated technology.
At least right now, smaller services, like let's say your driving license has, you figured out that you get home, you figure out, come where my driving license will expire. So, and it's late at night, you can apply immediately online, pay by M-Pesa, get it, print it, stick it on your driving license, and tomorrow you're back on the road. So there's no much hassle.
I had a very interesting situation when I did my driving test. The first time, I was so pumped, I forgot to put down the handbrake. So I failed the test. And then I had to do it a second time. But I like how fast it was. The same night, when I left the failed test, I went home, reapplied for the same test, and then now the next day, I was back. I mean, now the next week, I took it. See how fast it was, and there was no hassle about it, At least I'm proud to announce that the second time I passed, I remembered to put down the handbrake. Yes.
I think now we can talk about the next one, which is Huduma Bora. I think Huduma Bora is one of the services that have really improved over time. Currently, you're able to apply for your national ID and get it in less than 2 weeks. Also, you can change maybe your board. You don't have the best photo on your ID, so you can change it, and in less than 2 weeks, you can get a new one. And something to note, by the way, if you have an ID, maybe you apply for a certain service, you lose that ID, get a new one. The banks are very keen on the ID. You can't go with your former one if you find it. You have to work with the latest one. The serial code really matters to banks. So really, once you get a new ID, always use it. Don't go back and find your old one or something like that. Okay.
So I'm thinking, Huduma Center is such a good way that the government has adopted technology, in the sense that there is so many services that Huduma provides. We can actually not list all of them. We'd have to have a list now. There are so many. Like, there are things such as NHIF, NSSF, they are all present in the Huduma centers. KRA is also present. I think Registrar of Companies, all these other services also have counters on Huduma to serve people. So there's also the Office of the Ombudsman. I saw that at Huduma. I was like, wow, okay, this is interesting, you know. Yeah, so I think generally Huduma is a very nice way that the government has adopted technology. And PS, we are not saying we are pro Canon or against Canon. We are just talking about facts as they are. We are just discussing the technology bit of it. We're not saying this one's deep, this one did not do that.
Did not do that.
Yes,
we're just claiming the issues that are there. If it's a good service, it's a good service. We can't start saying, hey, because this one did it, it's no longer a good service. It's a service in the end. Okay? Yes. And personally, I like that new, like right now, if you want to get your NHIF card, you can get also NHIF are offering online applications. NSSF also, if you want to get your funds card, and all that, you can also apply online.
It's actually good because I got my NSSF card. I got now my new day job. YouTube is not the only thing I do, for those of you who are wondering. My full-time job, I had to get NSSF for it. And since I'd never been employed permanently before, I got it in one day. I just went. In a few hours, I had NSSF. As in, for me, it was really quite the convenience. Like, I walked into Huduma and I left with. Normally, you go to NSSF, you queue for a couple of hours, then you're told, oh, you need document A, B, C, D, and then you need to take them here to be stamped, and then now you can come with them. You know? Yeah. So it's really interesting that the government has incorporated technology in this very much ways.
So for me, I'll say, like, the government continue pushing technology to be your pillar. I think it will be the number one way corruption will end in our country. No longer using human beings, at least breaking that barrier. At least even more people are getting services, because the stigma of going to a person, some people did not like serving some people because of tribal factors or other issues. So at least now more people are getting services. That's the beautiful thing about it. The other thing I want to pose is, any person working in the government doesn't make. I don't understand. If you watched our former video, we were talking about internet access in Kenya. So all these services are being pushed to online services and all that. But why is the involvement? As in, I want to know what's the involvement. As in, we need to make internet cheaper so that the more people are accessing these services for Kenya, they're cheaper also, so that at least more and more people can. As in, there's no point that we are running this bundle world and also the services are there. So right now you're running more bundles and nini. So as in,
Will hates the word bundle. Will loves the word unlimited, unlimited.
Yes.
Those are the things Will loves. But anyway, it actually does make sense. There's no point in pushing all services to be online-based services. Whereas the charges for getting online are still quite exorbitant and high. That sort of doesn't make any sense for us. So it would be much better to make the charges lower or increase the types of bundles that are offered, so that it will make more sense to use the internet. So I think that's a wrap.
I think that's a wrap. I think you guys tell us what you think about how the government is involving more services into the internet, and tell us what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what's your input, what you think about it, anything. Just tell us anything about it.
All right. So my one main question to you guys was, it's something I asked you guys a few minutes ago on the video. I told you to tell me down in the comment section what to discuss something. KRA. Yes. So returns and taxes. Have you had a negative return? And what have you done about it? Because now KRA owe you money. They are here taking your money with so much psych. So that's something I'd like us to discuss. So guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked this content, please hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, you can hit that other button. We don't mind as well. And please subscribe so you can join this awesome tech community of ours. And also turn on notifications that next time we release awesome content, you're notified straight. Alright, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.